One of the most common mistakes people make with an emergency fund is putting it in the wrong place. The purpose of an emergency fund is not growth, the purpose is access. When an emergency happens, you need money that is available immediately, does not fluctuate in value, and will not create penalties when you withdraw it. That means 3 things matter most: liquidity, safety, separation from your daily spending. Let's start with the most common place, a high-interest savings account. This is one of the best options for an emergency fund. Your money is safe, it earns some interest, and you can access it quickly when needed. In Canada, many banks and online institutions offer high-interest savings accounts designed for exactly this purpose. The interest won't make you rich, but that isn't the goal. The goal is protection. Let's look at a simple example. Imagine you keep $10,000 in a regular checking account. It earns almost nothing. Now imagine that same $10,000 in a high-interest savings account earning even 3%. That's $300 a year. It's not life-changing, but it's better than letting your money sit completely idle. Now let's talk about another option, a savings account inside a TFSA. This can also work well. A TFSA is simply a tax-free account. Inside it, you can hold investments, but you can also hold cash savings. If your emergency fund sits inside a TFSA savings account, the interest earned is tax-free. The key rule is this: do not invest your emergency fund inside the TFSA. No stocks, no ETFs, no crypto. If the market drops when you need the money, you could be forced to sell at a loss. Your emergency fund must stay stable. Now let's look at another option people consider. GICs, Guaranteed Investment Certificates. These can work in some cases, but you have to be careful. Many GICs lock your money for months or even years. That completely defeats the purpose of an emergency fund. If you cannot access the money when an emergency happens, it is not an emergency fund. Some banks offer something called cashable GICs. These allow you to withdraw early without penalties. Those can sometimes work for a portion of your emergency savings, but simplicity usually wins. A savings account keeps things easy and accessible. Now let's talk about a very common mistake: keeping your emergency fund in your main checking account. When emergency money sits next to your everyday spending, it slowly disappears. A dinner here, a purchase there, a small transfer that you'll replace later. And before you realize it, your emergency fund has turned into lifestyle spending. Separation creates discipline. A simple trick many people use is opening a savings account at a completely different bank. That way, the money is still accessible, but not constantly visible in your daily balance. Now let's address something important: what you should never do with your emergency fund. Do not keep it in stocks. Stocks fluctuate. If the market drops 20% during a crisis, your emergency fund just shrank 20% at the exact moment you needed it. Do not keep it in crypto. Crypto can move dramatically in a single day. Emergency funds cannot depend on market timing, and do not keep your entire emergency fund in physical cash at home. Some small cash is fine, but large amounts create risk, loss, theft, or damage. Your emergency fund should be safe, accessible, and stable. Here is the simple framework. Your emergency fund should be safe, liquid, separated from spending. That usually means a high-interest savings account, maybe a TFSA savings account, simple and boring. But to truly master your cash flow, you need to understand the difference between an emergency fund and a sinking fund. Confusing these is a major hurdle. A sinking fund is for an expense that is unexpected in timing, but expected in occurrence. Think of car maintenance, annual property taxes, or home repairs. An emergency, however, is unexpected, necessary, and time-sensitive. A medical crisis or sudden job loss qualifies. Your roof leaking is a maintenance issue you should have saved for. Many financial experts recommend a tiered emergency fund approach. This optimizes your protection while still allowing for slightly better returns on larger balances. Tier 1 is your immediate buffer, $1,000 to $2,000 in your checking or a linked HISA for instant access. This covers the car battery emergencies. Tier 2 covers 3 to 6 months of essential living expenses. This stays in a dedicated high-interest savings account, possibly separate from your primary bank. This protection-first mindset is critical. You don't move to aggressive investing until this foundation is rock solid. It prevents you from raiding your long-term wealth during a crisis. Beware of debt normalization. Many people view a line of credit as an emergency fund. It is not. Credit is a debt instrument that can be revoked by the bank at any time. On the flip side, avoid the lazy dollar mistake. Oversaving beyond your needs means your money isn't working for you. Once your tiers are full, every extra dollar should be put to work. Consider the quiet costs of investing your emergency fund. Expense ratios and the impact of emotional decisions during a market drop can erode your safety net when you need it most. For those nearing retirement, understand how income stacks. Your emergency fund acts as a bridge between fixed payments like CPP and OAS and your lifestyle needs. Watch out for the OAS recovery tax or clawback. If you're forced to withdraw large amounts from an RRSP for an emergency, it could trigger a heavy tax hit on your OAS payments. This is where a TFSA emergency fund shines. Withdrawals are tax-free and don't count as income, protecting your government benefits while providing the liquidity you need. Always remember the hidden tax effect. $1,000 in an RRSP is not $1,000 in your pocket. An emergency fund must be measured in net, after-tax dollars. In some emergencies, like illness, you may qualify for the disability or medical expense tax credits. These can help offset the costs, but you still need cash on hand to bridge the gap. Similarly, the home accessibility tax credit can assist with modifications. But again, these are after-the-fact benefits. Your emergency fund provides the immediate liquidity. Separation creates discipline. By keeping these funds distinct, whether through different accounts or banks, you ensure that your future security isn't spent on today's whims. And in personal finance, boring is often the smartest choice, because when emergencies happen, remember, safe, liquid, separated, and tiered. Build your foundation today so you can face tomorrow without fear. The last thing you want to worry about is whether your money is available.